Do you want to move your camera in a cinematic way? Hello guys, this is the third video from the course 3D camera animation and rigging techniques for ArcViz artists. In the previous two videos, we have already discussed basic camera movements like tilt, pan, track and dolly. In this tutorial, we will learn how to rig a camera on chip so that you are able to move your camera in a cinematic way just like the real camera on chip. This tutorial is divided into two parts. In the first part, we will create the rig so that you can move your camera like a real camera on chip. In the second part, we will learn how to animate the camera on chip. This tutorial is going to be long, but you have to create the rig for one time and then import it in your future project. So without any further ado, let's get started. Create a camera in the top viewport. I am using V-Ray physical camera, but you can use any camera that you like. Then go to Modify panel and uncheck Targeted. Whichever camera you are using, you have to untarget it. Then go to the Move tool and place the camera on the origin. Make X, Y and Z axis 0. Then go to Rotation and then change its rotation to 90, 0 and -90. So that your camera is aligned to the grid in the front viewport. In the front viewport, you can see that my camera is aligned to the grid line, this line. Next, move the camera up in Y-axis. It can be any value. I'm right now keeping it 300. Then move the camera forward in X-axis. Again, it can be any value. I am keeping it 600 for right now. Then rename the camera to camera chip. Remember, naming is extremely important because it will help you in future to recognize your camera. Now we will create an N-gon to represent the main controller of the rig in the top viewport. Go to the top viewport, go to Create, Shapes, click on N-gon and create an N-gon. Then go to Modify panel and set its radius to 70. Again, it can be any number that you like. Move the X, Y and Z axis to 0. And set its color to something like this. Now rename the controller. I am renaming it to Cam Control Chip Main. Now we will create the controls that will handle the panning and tilting of the chip. For these controls, I will go to the Create menu and I will create a circle. Next, set its radius to 30 and again move it to the origin. Make sure you are in your Move tool. Then make X, Y and Z to 0. Set its color. I am going to make it something like yellow. And rename it to Cam Control Chip Pan because it will handle the panning of the chip. Now move the controller up to the same height of your camera. If my camera is right now 300, so I will make this control also 300. Now go to your perspective viewport, create a copy of this circle, clone, copy and set its radius to 25. Next, go to Rotate and rotate it to 90 degree in X-axis. Turn on angle snap and start rotating it exactly to 90 degree. You can see I have rotated it exactly 90 degree in X-axis. Set its color to something like this. And rename it to Cam Control Chip Tilt. Next, in the top viewport, we will create a control to handle the length of the chip. For that, again go to your Create panel and create a rectangle like this. Then right click, clone, create a copy and make it something like this, little bit bigger. set its one to 5 and this one to 10. Keep it a little bit like this and create another copy and keep it like this. Now right click, convert it to editable spline. Go to your vertex, select all of them, right click, corner. Then select both of them, fuse and weld so that it becomes a perfect triangle. Again select this one, repeat the same procedure. Next, right click, click on attach and attach all three of them. Then go to your spline, select the spline and go to your geometry rollout. Click on Boolean, select this and this. This is going to create a controller to control the length of the chip. Rename it. Rename it to cam control chip length. Go to hierarchy and set its pivot point to the center. Now you have to align this cam controller to the camera. For that, click on Align tool, click here, make sure X, Y and Z position are checked and click on pivot points. Then click OK. Change the color of the controller. Next, we have to move the camera down just like the real camera on JIP. You can see this camera is down, so we will also select it and in your front viewport move the camera down. It doesn't matter how much it is, it should be a little bit down than this one. Now we need to create the pan controller for the camera. So select the JIP pan control and copy it. And align it to the JIP length controller. Rename it to JIP control for cam panning. Now select the tilt control, create a copy of it and align it to the camera JIP. Rename it to cam control for tilting. Next, create camera roll control. Right click, clone, create a copy, set its radius to 20, change its color. Then make sure your angle snap is on, you are on rotation and rotate it to 90 degree like this in your Z axis, 90 degree. Rename it to cam control for rolling. We have successfully created all the controllers for the rig. Now we have to link them, but before linking it is extremely necessary to use reset XForm on all the controls. Remember this, in character rigging or camera rigging, we always have to use reset XForm before linking the controls. So select all of the controls, leave your camera, go to your utilities, click on reset XForm and click reset selected. Now if I click on any of my controllers and I go to my modify, you can see that there is a XForm modifier applied on all of them. What this will do is that it will reset their rotation values to its default values, that is 0, 0, 0. Now select all of them again, exclude your camera, remove your camera from the selection, right click and convert all of them to editable spline so that your XForm is merged with it. Now we have to link all of these controllers. At this point, I do one optional thing. It's up to you. Since these shapes are extremely small, so for selection purpose, I just click it. Then I go to rendering in my modify panel and I check enable in viewport. What this will do is that it will only make it thick in the viewport. It will not appear in the render. Just like this, I will click here. I will again click in enable in viewport. If you want to increase the radius, you can increase it from here too. Again, enable in viewport. Enable in, sorry, not in renderer, enable in viewport. Enable in viewport. Enable in viewport and enable in viewport. Now I will start linking them. I will click on select and link. I will click on the camera, left click on the camera. I will hold my left click and I will very carefully release it on the rolling control. Now click on the rotation and check. Select your rotation, rolling control and rotate it like this. Now you can see that my camera is rotating with my rolling control. So it means that the links is perfect. Just one time undo it so that it is back to its default position. Don't do it 2 times, else it will remove your link. Again, click on the side, click on select and link, left click here and very carefully drag it here. Now release your left click and your link is complete. Click on any side viewport. Now again, click on your tilt control, left click, hold it and drag it on the panning control. Again, left click on the side. Next. The next step is a little bit different. I will not link this object with this object. Instead, we have to link this pan control with the main control. Again, left click to deselect everything. Now, very carefully, left click on the length controller and drag it all the way to the tilt controller. You can see I am moving my viewports too so that I can easily select them. After this, left click on the tilt control and connect it to the pan control. Now, left click on the pan control and drag it all the way to the main control. Now our linking part is complete, but there is one thing left. We haven't connected both of them. For now, just check your controllers. Are they all working perfectly? Go to the top viewport, press G to remove the grid if it is annoying you. Now in your top viewport, select the main control and rotate it like this. You can see the camera and everything is rotating with it. So it means this control is okay. Now click your tilt control and in your front viewport, rotate it like this. When you rotate the tilt control, these parameters should not rotate. These controls should not rotate. If they are not rotating, then you have done it perfectly. Now guys, we have to do one additional step and it is extremely necessary. Don't miss it right now. Before I position constrain this controller with this controller, I have to freeze transform all of these objects. Before doing freeze transformation, you guys have to do one thing, and it is that you have to select your controllers, go to rotation and make sure your controllers are 0, 0, 0. There should not be anything else. They should all be 0, 0, 0. Then we will do freeze transformation. Drag all of them like this. Press and hold Alt. Right click and click freeze transform. Left click on the freeze transform. It is going to give you a warning. Just click on yes. What's the advantage of this freeze transform? If I click here and I rotate it like this, I just rotate it like this and I just rotate it like this. Sorry, move it like this and rotate it like this. I can do whatever I do. Let's say you have made a mess of your rig. All you have to do is that you have to select all of them. You have to Alt, right click and click on transform to 0. Remember this thing. The first time at the default positions you clicked on freeze transform, but from now on you have to click on transform on 0. It is back to its original position. Let's say you have just accidentally moved this object, you want it back to its original position, alt right click, transform to 0. So this is the advantage of transform to 0. Next guys, we have to create a link between these two objects. If you remember, we haven't linked these two objects. And why linking is necessary? If I click here, you can see it is freely moving. So there are times when we have to increase this length. Why we need to increase this length? It is actually representing this jib length. So sometimes the jib arm or boom is short and sometimes it is big. This length is big. So to simulate this, we will click on the pen control, go to animations, constraint and click on position constraint. And then very carefully click on this controller. Now click here and move it like this. You can see it is moving perfectly. Now we have completed the rig, but before animating this rig, it is important to lock extra parameters on this rig so that we don't accidentally move or rotate controllers in wrong axis. For that, open your curve editor, then go to show, auto expand and make sure transform and XYZ components are checked. After that, go to view, click on filters, or you can click this icon here and check unlock attributes. Show only unlock attributes. What this means is that it will only show unlock attributes and hide lock attributes that we are going to lock in the future. Click OK. Now select your camera. Remember, we are not going to move the camera itself. It is going to be moved by these controllers. So just click on the transform, right click and lock your whole camera controls. You can see your camera controls are locked. Now you cannot move your camera, you cannot rotate your camera, you cannot scale your camera. Nothing can be done like this. Next, click on the roll one. If you remember, the main purpose of the roll is to, if I click here, make sure it is on gimbal or local. It has to rotate like this. It has to roll the camera. And if you see, the axis is X. So we only need X axis, nothing else other than the X. So just zero it out. Okay, so we don't need position. So we will click here, right click and lock the position. As far as the rotation is concerned, there are two kinds of rotation, frozen and zero. We don't want frozen rotation, so we will right click and lock it true. Now, when we come to the zero Euler rotations, we only need the X, so we will click on the Z and Y, right click and lock it true. As far as the weight, scale, object is concerned, we will lock them to lock. If you think weight is here, no, it will only show the name. You can see there are no attributes underneath it. They are locked. Next, click on the tilt. For the tilt, we only want the Y rotation. We don't want anything else. We only want it to rotate it in Y. So again, I will left click on position, right click and lock my positions. I don't want frozen rotations, so I will lock them too. And for my Euler rotations, I only want Y, so I will lock both of them too. I don't want its weight and scaling, so I will lock them too. As far as the object properties are concerned, if you go to the modifier, these are your object properties. I also don't need them, so I will lock them too. And now I cannot do anything with this control other than to tilt it. Left click here again. For this control, I only wanted to rotate in Z. So what I will do, I will lock the positions, I will lock the frozen rotations, and I will only keep my Z and lock everything else. Now for this length control, it is only going to be used to control the length of the jib arm. So we only want it to move in X. So we don't want frozen position, so we'll lock them. We will leave the X position and lock everything else. We don't want it to rotate, so this time we will lock the rotations. No scaling, no weights, and no object positions, so we will lock them too. Now for this tilt control, again we only want it to rotate in Y. So I will lock the positions, I will lock frozen rotations, I will leave the Y position and lock everything else. For this object, I need two things. I need to move it in Z-axis like this for the rig to be up and down, and I want it to pan like this. So for this thing, I will click on frozen position, I will lock it. I only need the Z position, so I will leave it. Weights, frozen rotations, I don't need them. Euler rotations, I only want the Z. I don't need these objects too. For the main rig, I don't need frozen positions, I don't need frozen rotations, I don't need weight, scale, and these kind of things. Oops, I accidentally locked the rotations, that Euler rotations Y and Z that I need. So what I can do here, I can click on filters, I can again uncheck unlock attributes. These are back, I will click both of them, right click, I will unlock them. If you make a mistake, you can do like this, you can unlock them and then again go to your filters and click show unlock attributes. This is how you are going to fix it. Now guys, our rig is perfect and we have no issues with it. We cannot do anything unintentional with it. If I even try to do it, I cannot do it. And as far as the other thing is concerned, you want it to back to its default position, so you can always select them like this, press and hold Alt, right click and choose transform to 0, and it will be back to its original position. Now our rig is complete and we are ready to animate. Since the tutorial has gone extremely long, so I will divide this tutorial into two parts. We have created the rig in this part, and in the next tutorial, or you can say in the next part, we will learn how to animate this rig to something like this. Or something like this. See you guys in the next lesson. Bye bye.